Smothered steak with collard greens. Here are your ingredients that you will need, so please make sure that you take a screenshot. I've been cooking the smoked neck bones for about an hour and a half. I'm just going to go in here and add some onions. I've turned this on a medium high, so now let's go in and add our collard greens. Now I'm going to go in and start adding my seasonings. And one thing that I really want to point out to you guys is that everyone has to find their own measurements in regards to how much or how little you want to use. It's best to taste it once you have everything seasoned to kind of see whether you need to make some adjustments. But just make sure that you are very mindful of that everyone has their own preference of taste and how much spices they want to use and the amount. I'm just going to continue adding my spices, and I'm going ahead and adjusting the heat once again. I've actually turned it up just a little bit more so I can get a nice ball on it, and then I'll actually drop the heat back down. I'm going in now with a little bit of nutmeg. Guys, take my advice on this. Add some to your collard greens. Comment down below when you do and let me know how it tastes. I can guarantee you are definitely going to enjoy it. I forgot to mention I'm going to add a little bit of sugar. You can decide whether or not you want to omit this or not, but trust me, it does give it a good flavor. Now that we have all of our seasonings, I'm going to go in, give it a nice stir so I can just make sure to combine all of those seasonings all the way to the bottom also, just to kind of incorporate everything now together. This is already starting to look good and it's not even done. Let's go ahead and add the lid so we can let it cook. The collard greens have been cooking for about 30 minutes now. I'm going in and taking a quick look at them and stirring them up a little bit. We're now at the 45-minute mark, and as you can see, they're looking very good. We're just going to continue to let them cook. I went ahead and added the vegetable oil to the other pot that you see on the stove now. I want to go ahead and get the round steak started. I'm zooming in the camera so you guys can see how the greens are starting to look. I went ahead and tested the oil by sprinkling a little bit of flour on it, and now it's all ready for my round steaks. I'm going to let those cook about 10 minutes on each side. I don't want them to completely get done because I want it to cook slowly once I add the gravy. I'm going to go ahead and give them a quick turn. Take a closer look at those. Don't they look so pretty and golden brown? I haven't forgotten about my collard greens. I'm going to go in and give them a quick stir. This portion is not sponsored that I'm about to say, but my pots are Calphalon. They are the best. I'm going in and adding some chicken broth. I noticed that the liquid was actually evaporating more than I would like. So I just went in, added some chicken broth. If you don't have chicken broth, you can add water. You can also add a little bit of water with a chicken bouillon cube and just mix it together until it dissolves and add it in. Going in and giving them a final turn before I take them out. The first batch of steaks are now done. I'm just going in and adding the second batch. I have the heat turned to medium high. We're going to go ahead and let those cook 10 minutes each side until they get brown. Giving these a quick flip. All of the steaks are now finished, taking out the last one. Then I'm going to get my onions started. You'll probably notice that I left the pan drippings and I removed some of the oil out the pan so I wouldn't have too much oil. You want your onions to cook about 10 minutes. Then I'm going to go in and add the flour. Add a little bit at a time, stir it, and then add the rest of it. Adding in some garlic and herb seasoning. Don't forget your salt. You definitely want to add a little bit of this. And a little bit of black pepper. Now that it has been cooking probably about 7 minutes, we're going to go ahead and add in our water. And as you will see, it will start to thicken. So you want to make sure that you continue to stir it so you don't get any lumps. I'm going in and adding a little bit of chicken broth, and that's just so the gravy is not as thick. You may have to do this, or you may have to add water if you don't have the chicken broth. Now I'm going to go back in and go ahead and add those steaks so they can start smothering in that gravy and start cooking. Now, doesn't that look good? Both dishes are looking very good. Our collard greens have now been cooking for about an hour and 10 minutes, and our steaks have been cooking for about 35 minutes. I've reduced the heat to medium. Now we can let this just continue to simmer. We're going to switch back over to our greens. Make sure that they are continuing to look good, and they are. So we're just going to continue to let everything cook. I went ahead and started cooking some white rice in my steamer. Our steaks have been cooking for an hour and 10 minutes, and our collard greens for like an hour and 35 minutes. This is the final look before I get everything plated up. I just turned the stove off. Our collard greens are done and our steaks are all finished also. If you try any of these recipes that we did on today, please be sure to come back and comment and let me know, and also let me know how it turned out. Always remember, cooking made simple with Melinda.